Imagine the political landscape of Bolivia shifting dramatically as polls close on a historic day. After nearly 2 decades of leftist governance, the country stands on the brink of a potential power transition, driven by economic turmoil and internal divisions within the ruling coalition. The presidential and general elections have concluded, with ballot stations shutting at 4 p.m. local time. 20 a.m. GMT on Sunday. Initial results are anticipated after 9 p.m. 01 GMT on Monday. But here's where it gets controversial. This election marks the first time in almost 2 decades that polls suggest the incumbent Movement for Socialism, MAS, could face defeat. According to the latest Ipsos survey from August, MAS and other left-leaning candidates trail the right-wing opposition by approximately 10%. 8 candidates are vying for the presidency, ranging from far right to far left, but 2 stand out. Jorge Tuto Quiroga, who has served as interim president and vice president under former military ruler Hugo Banzer, and Samuel Doria Medina, a wealthy businessman and former planning minister. Both candidates, aged 65 and 66 respectively, are neck and neck in the polls. Former leftist President Evo Morales is barred from running. And outgoing socialist President Luis Arce, who had a falling out with Morales, has opted out of the race. The electoral process has been smooth, with only minor incidents reported, according to Al Jazeera's Latin America editor, Lucia Newman. However, the general concern revolves around Morales' call to his supporters, who make up about 20 to 30% of the electorate, to vote nil or null. This could disrupt the outcome, as no single candidate is expected to secure enough votes to proceed to a second round. The left is divided, with Eduardo del Castillo, backed by outgoing President Arce as the official MAS party candidate, and Andrónico Rodriguez, who has distanced himself from the MAS, running as an independent. Morales, who led Bolivia's left wing for 15 years, is currently in his tropical stronghold, leading the Coca Growers Union. He has urged his followers to cast invalid votes, stating, "Brothers, we are on the right track. Absenteeism, blank ballots, undecided voters. All of it, in a radio broadcast. If Morales leaves his stronghold, he risks arrest on charges related to statutory rape, which he denies. Official results are due within 7 days, and voters will also elect all 26 senators and 130 deputies, with officials assuming office on November 8th. A runoff election is scheduled for October 19th if no candidate wins an outright majority. Bolivia is grappling with its worst crisis in a generation, marked by annual inflation of nearly 25% and critical shortages of dollars and fuel. The 2 frontrunners have pledged significant changes to Bolivia's big state economic model if elected. Doria Medina, a millionaire former planning minister, has promised to halt inflation and bring back fuel and dollars within 100 days without cutting anti-poverty programs. Quiroga, who trained as an engineer in the United States, has vowed to change everything after what he calls 20 lost years. Bolivia experienced over a decade of strong growth and indigenous upliftment under Morales, who nationalized the gas sector and invested the proceeds into social programs that halved extreme poverty. However, underinvestment in exploration has caused gas revenues to plummet, falling from a peak of $6.1 billion in 2013 to $1.6 billion last year. With lithium, Bolivia's other major resource, still underground, the government has nearly exhausted the foreign exchange needed to import fuel, wheat, and other foodstuffs. Bolivians have repeatedly taken to the streets to protest soaring prices and long waits for fuel, bread, and other basics. And this is the part most people miss. The economic crisis is not just about numbers. It's about the daily struggles of ordinary people. So what do you think? Will Bolivia's political shift lead to economic recovery, or will it deepen the crisis? Share your thoughts in the comments below.